Hi guys. So, three people waiting. Let's see who else is coming along. Brilliant. Lovely. So, anybody who wants to be doing translation for me this evening, can you message me individually? So +44 7899. Let me do it. 732838. There we go. My light's going. What's going on with that? Ah, it's a bit odd. There you go. Lovely. Right. So if you want to take part, can you please WhatsApp me? Individually, not in the group, and we'll get going. Troy. So I've got Troy. I've got Gabby. That's a separate thing from Susie from the thing. Right. There we go. Right then. So Gabby. Troy's the one that said hi first. So let me do it in order. So Troy's got I enjoyed myself a lot with Luke the other day. Okay. After we met, he showed we went to the museum he talked about. He showed me. That is for Troy. I enjoyed myself a lot with Luke the other day. After we met, we went to the museum. He showed it to me. Troy came to London. Troy est venu à Londres, and we had a really good time. So who else have I got? Have I got Gabby here? Yay! So I've got Jason coming. Jason, you say hi when you're back. Donc toi, tu me dis quand t'es là. Troy, Tess, right, so for Tess. Luke is happy because I have improved my Tess. Luke is happy because I have improved my voice in French. I'm going to continue to do it. I'm going to do what he says. That is for Tess. Troy? Great. So Troy has sent me her English one. She's sending me the French. Right. Who else? Here we go. So we've got Troy. Good. So je me suis bien amusé. Je me suis beaucoup amusé. Notice what we are doing for I enjoyed myself is the reflexive verb je me suis amusé with a bien in the middle. So je me suis bien amusé l'autre jour. So that's the first bit. The next bit's coming. Great. Gabby, one for Gabby. This bulb is really annoying me. Firstly, it looks like I'm in a tent. And secondly, it keeps turning on and off. So one for Gabby. Luke, I was telling you about Poldark. I fancy him. To our American friends, fancy, obviously I find him attractive. I am sure he would fancy me if he lived with me as my prisoner. That is for Gabby. Yep, that is for Gabby. Gabby's in love with the gentleman on the television. There is nothing wrong with stalking and fan fiction or any of them. Although my police officers would disagree. There we go. It's a bit more human, c'est un peu plus humain. Alors, qui c'est qui m'a répondu? Je vais juste regarder mon portable. I'm just going to look at my phone. Je vais juste regarder mon portable. Troy? No, so you said après nous nous sommes rencontrés. If you go after, après, pause, nous nous sommes rencontrés, that's fine. But strictly speaking, après que, and there's a video I did, guys, which is avant que takes the subjunctive and après que doesn't. So, for example, if you say tomorrow, before I do it, avant que je ne le fasse, after I did it, après l'avoir fait, so we're using that method, or après que, and then the indicative, not the subjunctive. So after we met, après que nous nous sommes rencontrés, or après nous être rencontrés, Troy. So after eating, après avoir mangé, after leaving, après être parti, after washing myself, après m'être réveillé, lavé, after getting up, après m'être réveillé, after we met, après nous être rencontrés, but it's quite formal. So après que nous nous sommes rencontrés, I need the que, all right? We went to the museum he talks about. No, not que. Il m'a parlé de. To speak about is de. Many people, including my lovely Wendy and my Gabby and all of these people, try and say à propos de, which is great, but it's not the only way of saying about. You can say parler de. So Luc m'a parlé de ce musée, le musée dont Luc m'a parlé, Troy, c'est D-O-N-T, dont. So the museum he talked to me about, le musée dont il m'a parlé. No, not quite, Troy, not quite. So basically, you've established that he showed me, il m'a montré, he showed it, il l'a montré, he showed me it, Troy. Both pronouns still go before the verb. Il me l'a montré. Yeah, il me l'a montré. All right, il me l'a montré. So quick reminder, when we have pronouns that come together, direct and an indirect, they both still go before the verb. Yeah, il me l'a montré. So, il me l'a montré. This is very common. You're going to need to do this, okay? For Troy, after waking up yesterday, I made my son a glass of orange juice. Let's say you made him a fresh glass of orange juice. I made my son a glass of orange juice, then I gave it to him. That is for Troy. Lovely. Oh. More clear. Late. Jason, you say when you're here. So Gabby, can you not do me your translations in the interactive group, my darling? Could you send it me individually? Because otherwise it just bothers people who are in the group but who aren't doing the live chat. Would that be okay? So could you just send me that again? Right, so a couple of things, Gabby. I love him is direct, isn't it? Yeah, so why am I using lui? That would be indirect. Why would I be indirect? Yeah, it's not love to him, it's love him. Now, you didn't know how to say somebody I fancy somebody. So you went around the problem. I like this. You used adore. But I'd like you to think about using the verb plaire. Yeah. And think, who is it that does the plairing? It's the person that you fancy, that you find attractive, who pleases you. So I'd like you to do the following, Gabby. To me individually in WhatsApp, I'd like you to send that again. Also, Gabby, I'd like you to remember, so in the if and somebody does something, it's called our little dream combo. It's the hypothetical. If she spoke French, she would live in Paris. You've got the combination of the imperfect and the conditional. The if clause will be followed by the imperfect, the was tense, the imperfect, and the conditional is your dream. So if I spoke French, I would live in Paris. Si je parlais français, j'habite, or si je parlais le français, j'habiterais à Paris. So how would I, even with the verb adorer, stick that in the conditional? So, but could you try all of that again for me using the verb plaire? And can you contact me individually rather than in the interactive? Est-ce que tu peux le refaire, mais tu vas me contacter individuellement et pas dans le groupe, OK? Lovely. So to talk about something until I get a message, I see him, je le vois. I speak to him, je lui parle. Difference between direct and indirect. It's not always about the English of whether it's direct, whether you can hear the to or not. So for example, I love her, I show her my photograph. Both versions in English, you are hearing the word her. Yeah? Je l'adore, je lui montre ma photo, right? So whilst I'm waiting for Jason to turn up, anybody else of the 8 people here going to be doing it, or you're just going to sit like cowards and watch and not speak? Great. Nobody becomes fluent in French from watching. Right, Jason. Hey, Luke. It's a pleasure to see you as always. I was a bit late, but I'm happy to be able to do it now. So Jason, as soon as you can, Jace, that'd be brilliant. No, Troy, you've not understood. You've not understood. How would you say, Troy, I woke up? Je me suis réveillé. So in other words, let's be really simple and let's divide verbs in French into 3 categories. There are verbs that use avoir in the past, in the auxiliary. I mean, let's divide passé composé verbs into 3. There are verbs that use avoir, there are verbs that use être, and there are verbs that use être with a reflexive. For example, j'ai mangé, je suis parti, je me suis lavé. All right? So if I said any of those using the après avoir method, I need to respect those groupings, Troy. So after eating, après avoir mangé, because normally you would say j'ai mangé. I'm going to look here because I've got fewer people typing today, so I can look at the main camera. So after eating, après avoir mangé. I left, je suis parti. So after leaving, je suis parti. If you said I got washed, je me suis lavé, and you're using the reflexive details, then you need to use those details in the après version. Après m'être lavé, après m'être réveillé. So you got washed, tu t'es réveillé after you woke up, après t'être réveillé. You put the après, then the te, then the être, then the réveillé. Now, there's nothing stopping you saying après que tu te, and doing it normally, all right? But that's not what I wanted you to do. Let's listen to the rest of it. So you're going to do that again for me, Troy. Let's listen to the rest. So j'ai préparé un verre de jus d'orange pour mon fils. Lovely. Je la lui ai donné is the correct order, but you've just beautifully said un verre. Yeah, it's une tasse and un verre. So would it be je la lui ai donné or would it be je le lui ai donné? All right. So just say that for me again, Troy. I made him a glass of orange juice. Now, I'd like you to take j'ai fait what am I saying? J'ai fait un verre de jus d'orange pour lui, and I'd like you to try and do for him in another way without using pour lui at the end. So there's your little challenge. How would you do that? How would you get rid of pour lui, and by the use of one word, how would you take j'ai fait I made an orange, j'ai fait un jus d'orange? What one word can you add in the middle of that sentence that will make it for him without putting pour lui on the end? Right? That's your challenge, Troy. Clear chat. Right. Jason. Hey, Gabe, of course you can have some translations, okay? I find myself in the middle. Good, that's for you, Gabe. I find myself in the middle of an airport with nothing to do. I could read a magazine, but it's got nothing to do with what interests me. Yeah, I could read a magazine, but it's got nothing to do with what interests me. That is for Gabriel, who used to be known as the Asian Persuasion, but now comes on with a normal name, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Lovely. So Gabby's got work, I think. Troy's got work. Let's see. Clear chat. Yay, you've got something from Jason. Great, Jason. Lovely, absolutely perfect. Great, okay. So, salut Luc, c'est un plaisir de te voir comme toujours, making sure we've got toujours, not toujours, that was lovely, Jace. I was a bit late, j'étais en retard, j'étais un tout petit peu en retard. Guys, a side note on the word bit. The word bit is un peu. Not, people always go petit. Petit is small. Like un petit peu, by all means say a small bit, un petit peu, but it's un tout petit peu en retard, un petit peu en retard, or un peu en retard. It's my favorite bit. You actually mean it's my favorite part, which would mean c'est ma partie préférée. Okay, I could read that's, but I'm happy to be able to do it now. Je suis content de pouvoir le faire maintenant. Okay, great. Jason. Oh. After realizing UK spelling, that for Jason, after realizing that Luke had the intention of doing a video, I said to myself, wow, I love his fucking videos. I need to turn up. After turning up, he gave me a load of work I was happy with. Right, that's Jason. I can see I've got one from Troy waiting and one from, I think it was Gabby. Oh, from Tess, great. So, Troy. No, Fail. It is not une tasse, Troy. Une tasse is a cup. We've agreed un verre. We've agreed un verre. So basically, I asked you, how did I say I gave it to him? Je le lui ai donné. You said je la lui. So don't change the gender of the thing you're on about to cheat. It's un verre. Yeah? So je le lui ai donné. All right? That wasn't my problem. My problem was if I said I gave it, I made a glass. I made an orange juice. J'ai fait un jus d'orange. Your challenge. Don't get me lecturing people on people that don't listen. Your challenge was specifically to give me, I made a glass of orange, or I made an orange juice for him without using for him. How would we achieve that? That was your challenge. Have another go. In other words, without saying pour lui at the end. How else could you do it? I'm going to give you one more go, Troy, now that you're listening. Tess? Good. So Luke is happy because I have improved my voice in French. Great. That is from Tess. Let me tell you something, guys. Whenever I give somebody a compliment in the translation that they need to do, they always mess up the translation. It's just a curse. It's just a curse. No one ever successfully translates the compliment. I'm going to do it. I'm going to do what he says. No, I didn't give you that, Troy. Tess, I gave you, I'm going to continue to do it. Tess, I'm not even going to listen to it. I'm not even going to listen to it, darling. What have you been giving me? What did I tell you to do? To cut out the spaces between the words. I'm deleting it. I'm deleting it. I want you to go again. You're too smart for that. No one says go quickly. Personne t'oblige à parler plus vite. Take your time. Prends ton temps. But I don't want pause in between the words. Go again. I've deleted it. I'm not going to listen to it unless it's not got, unless there's no big holes in the middle of it. Guys, Tess is somebody I've been tutoring over the phone, so this is why I'm being strict with her. Anybody else who's never worked with me, by all means, send me what you want. Tess est quelqu'un avec qui je travaille à l'appareil, donc c'est pour ça que je suis strict avec elle. Si tu m'as jamais contacté, n'aie pas peur, don't be afraid. Lovely, Tess. So the same thing again, and remember, I'm going to continue to do it. Off you go. No pauses in between. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want you to take your time, Tess, or to think about it. You can think about it. Yeah. Luc est content parce que... Link it, Tess. Go as slowly as you want, but link it. All right? We're speaking French here. Back you go. Gabe, I find myself in the middle of an airport with nothing to do. I could read a magazine, but it's got nothing to do with what interests me. Depends on the magazine. Lovely. So je me trouve, not je me trouve. Gabriel, when you are back from the Philippines, I keep saying this every week, sort out your half hour with me or your hour. I mean it. Je me trouve. I don't want to be giving you the same correction every week. Not je me trouve. Okay? And generally, as a general rule, Gabe, when we talk about verb to find, when you find yourself, we use je me retrouve. We use retrouve, okay? Now, je me trouve au milieu de is great. Well done. Au milieu de. Now, the word for an airport is aéroport. Aéroport. So, in other words, people seem to think the word for an airport in French is airport. So they say l'airport or au milieu de l'airport. And it is l'aéroport. Not because la feminine, it is le, yeah, aéroport. Very common mistake. So when you say this together, it sounds like you're saying la aéroport. And for some reason, people seem to find that easier to do. L'aéroport. This will make you breathe. Tess, this is good for you because it makes you breathe. L'aéroport. Aé, aé, aé. You're doing two vowels with your mouth open. right? So it's not l'aéroport, but it's not l'aéroport, it's aé. There's two vowels. Good. So au milieu de l'aéroport. If you guys need to think of la and aéroport together, airport, I can't even say it wrong. If you need to think of la airport to make it work for you, great. But it's not l'airport, right? Lovely. So let me listen to the rest. But the rest wasn't bad. Au milieu. Now, so there's nothing which interests me. Il n'y a rien qui m'intéresse. There's nothing which interests me. But what I gave you, Gabriel, is quite interesting. I gave you two different expressions which sound the same in English, but are different in French. So, for example, I find myself in the middle of an airport with nothing to do. Je me retrouve au milieu d'un aéroport avec rien à faire, with nothing to do. I could read a magazine. Je pourrais lire un magazine. Yeah, but, mais, it's got nothing to do. Il n'y a rien à voir. So nothing to do, as in not even linked to the topic, is rien à voir, nothing to see with. Yeah, that's what you say in French. So if you say, oh my God, it's got nothing, hey, do you know Luke? Is that the same Luke that, no, nothing to do with that. This guy's a French teacher. Rien à voir, rien à voir. It's got nothing to see with. Are we all clear on that one? You don't say rien à faire, rien à voir. So nothing to do, like I've got nothing to do. I wish. This is Wendy Shaw is cracking the whip again. I've got to go and do her drive. Rien à voir. I've got nothing, as in I've got nothing to do, je n'ai rien à faire. Hey Luc, tu veux faire quelque chose aujourd'hui? Do you want to do something? Do you have something planned? Tu as quelque chose de prévu? Non, j'ai rien à faire. I've got nothing to do. If you say, oh, it's got nothing to do with it, as in it's not the same topic, that would be rien à voir, all right? To see. So it's got nothing to do with, what did I say? It's got nothing to do with what interests me. Rien à voir avec ce qui m'intéresse, all right? So could you just say that one back to me, Gabe? Could you just literally send me that one back as a file with me saying it all properly? So je me retrouve au milieu de, where am I? In the middle of an airport. Je me retrouve au milieu, now, of an airport. I apologize, rather than the airport. Yeah? Would be je me retrouve au milieu d'un aéroport. Okay? D'un aéroport. Avec rien à faire, je pourrais lire un magazine, mais il n'y a rien à voir avec ce qui m'intéresse. Could you send that back to me, Gabe? That would be great. And then I'll give you a new one. Jason. Like Jason, this is quite good. I just like a little bit more vowel present, a little bit more vowel. Yeah, you are recording something on a phone. Tu enregistres quelque chose pour un portable. Great, chouette. But don't forget, one of the main ways that we use our voices nowadays, une des façons principales, okay, pour utiliser nos voix de nos jours, c'est numérique, digital. So you need to push the voice a little bit more. Il faut que tu insistes avec la voix un tout petit peu, okay? Ooh, great. So let me just go back. A lot of this was great. The speed is gorgeous. So much progress. In the spirit of honesty in declaring this, Jason has done private lessons with me, which is why he's doing so fucking brilliantly. So lovely. So like we've given Troy to do. Je me suis rendu compte, I realized. After realizing, après m'être rendu compte. Or even après m'en être rendu compte. You can have an on in there. Now, nothing's stopping you saying après que je me suis rendu compte or après que je m'en suis rendu compte. That's all fine. But notice if you use the après infinitive method, Troy, it would be après m'être rendu compte. So, Jace, where is your stuff? I can't find it. After realizing that Luke had the intention of doing a video, c'est après m'être rendu compte que Luke avait l'intention. Guys, these words, I've just taught somebody called Guy. This word causes so much trouble. Well done, Jason. So IN is un like vin and IN is en like en France. So l'intention, après m'être rendu compte que Luc avait l'intention de faire une vidéo. It's feminine, une, okay? I said to myself, je me suis dit, Yeah, wow. I love his fucking videos. Now, you put the fuck at the beginning. I wanted just to push you because we need to be current in French. How do you put... So, pardon my language, but fuck is a fantastic word in French. In English. We can use it anywhere. Fuck, fuck, fuckity fuck, fucking videos, whatever. But joking apart, it is important to get on well with current and young people in a language to be able to swear, to be able to curse. So, how do we swear in English? We insert the word wherever. In French, it differs. If you are using it with a noun, you will say putain de. If you're using it with a verb, you will swap your verb for foutre. So, for example, what are you doing? Qu'est-ce que tu fais? What are you fucking doing? Qu'est-ce que tu fous? Yeah. I love this table. J'adore. Cette table. I love this fucking table. C'est putain de table. So if it's a noun, you'll use putain de. And if it's a verb, you'll swap the verb. You won't use putain with the verb. All right. Great. So I love his videos. So I need to turn up now. Attend, Jason, correctly is assister. So well done. But there was a little bit of grammar fudge, and it's not quite what I want. So il faut que j'y assiste. So assister à quelque chose, I'm loving that. Okay, I need to turn up. Il faut que j'y assiste. Great, but that's to attend. It's a bit formal. The verb, Jace, to turn up is se rendre without can't. Without can't. So, for example, I turned up. Je m'y suis rendu. Think in French. Je m'y suis rendu without the can't. Yeah. I'm going to turn up at. Je vais m'y rendre. I'm going to render myself there. So I turned up. Après, so after turning up, après m'y être rendu. Yeah. Yeah. Because you're using the like you did earlier. He gave me a load of work. Let's listen to the rest. So if you were using il faut que, it would be the subjunctive. So il faut que j'y assiste, but I'd like il faut que je m'y rende. That would be the subjunctive, wouldn't it? Rendre, soft hard verb becoming hard. Il faut que je m'y rende. Lovely, you went around the problem, but what's the word for a load? Un tas, T-A-S, un tas. What a pile of crap. Quel tas de merde. Yeah. So after turning up, après m'y être rendu, il m'a donné ou il m'a filé, F-I-L-E, il m'a filé un tas de travail. Which pleased me, qui m'a plu, or ce qui m'a plu, but basically I was happy with, avec lequel j'étais content. Do we remember the relative pronouns? Jason. Avec lequel, ouais, avec lequel j'étais trop content. With which I was happy. I was happy with is English ending in a pronoun. Is it hell ending in a preposition? Yeah. Good. A lot of grammar there, but Jace, but that's why we push you. The voice is sounding lovely. Tess, if you could hear what Jason sounded like at the beginning, Jason, no offense, but poo. How's Jason doing now? Great. Great. Lovely. Lovely. Got one from Tess. Lovely. So even in that English already, Tess, even though you've got a really clean and clear voice, notice in your English, there's no pauses in it. Yeah. Luke is happy because you keep it all smooth. Even if you're going slowly, Luke is happy because there's no silences in the middle. Right, let's listen. So basically, the voice is beautiful the second time, Tess, but there's a few things that we need to change. So Luke is happy. Some of you will go, oh, subjunctive, because Luke is happy. It is Luke is happy because, not Luke is happy that. So Luc est content parce que j'ai amélioré. The verb to improve, guys, is améliorer. If you improve something else, améliorer. If it improves, it will become reflexive. So my French is improving. Says Tess, mon français s'améliore. Luke improved my French. Luc a amélioré mon français. So Luc is happy because I'm improving, because I have improved my voice in French. Luc est content parce que j'ai amélioré ma voix, une voix, feminine voice en français. I'm going to continue to do it. Je vais continuer à. Some people say continuer de, but continuer à le faire. I'm going to do what he says. Je vais faire ce qu'il dit. Because what, when it's not a question, most of the time, unless it's going to be ce que, all right? Unless it's ce qui, which is when you're following it with a verb rather than a subject pronoun. So, ce qu'il dit, ce qu'il dit, ce qu'il dit, ce qu'il dit. So, Luc is happy because I've improved my voice in French. Luc est content parce que j'ai amélioré ma voix en français. I'm going to continue to do it. Je vais continuer à le faire. Je vais faire ce qu'il dit. Great. Lovely. A new one for Tess. I agree with what Wendy said. I love to steal. She loves to steal things in supermarkets when nobody is looking at her. That is for Tess. I agree with what Wendy said. She loves to steal things in supermarkets when nobody's looking at her. All right. Clear that for Tess. Clear, clear, clear. Troy is the next one that's green. Guys, I literally take it by whose words come up first. Good. J'ai préparé un verre de jus d'orange is fine, but where's the him? No. Gorgeous voice, gorgeous voice, gorgeous voice. Troy, at your level, the indirect pronoun that we've been talking about. So what is the indirect pronoun? It means for everybody else, me, te, nous, vous, same as normal. But when you talk about the third person, you are talking lui and leur. Thank you. So, I do his work. Je fais son travail. I do his work for him. Je fais son travail pour lui. Or more French, je lui fais son travail. The indirect pronoun also doubles as a for somebody. Yeah? Wendy bought a book. Wendy a acheté un livre. Wendy bought me a book. Wendy m'a acheté un livre. Wendy bought him a book. Wendy lui a acheté un livre. So in other words, or let's do another one. Wendy bought them. Wendy bought them a load of crap. Wendy leur a acheté un tas de merde. So to use the word pile again for Jace. So in other words, the indirect pronoun is a terribly French way of saying for someone. So do you want me to do it? Tu veux que je le fasse? Do you want me to do it for you? Tu veux que je te le fasse? So we've talked today, Troy, with you about putting direct and indirect together. Yeah? And you learned how you put the L1 second. Yeah? This is another perfect example of this. Yeah? You could even have I do his work for you. So imagine your job is to do his work, but I'm going to do his work for you. Je vais te faire son travail. I'm going for you to do his work. Do you see what I mean? It's a really sneaky little trick. There's nothing stopping you guys going pour lui, pour toi, pour vous at the end of the sentence. It's just not quite as advanced French as you should have, particularly Troy, who speaks beautifully. All right, so Troy, it was a nasty little challenge, but now you know what we're doing. So Troy, it's got now you keep trying to use en Troy, that's of it, or something like that. All right. So Troy, Luke's just shown it me. It's a good little tip. I'm going to make use of it more often. That is for Troy. To make use of is a compound, the main verb in the center of which begins with an S, not utiliser. I know you could go around that standing on your head, Troy. Standing on your head. I'm going to use it more often. You could do that standing on your head. What is the compound verb to make use of? Right? Guys, those of you who are watching but not taking part, or watch later, not everybody gets translation at this level. It just depends who's here. So Troy and Jason are, pretty up the grammar tree. So that's why this kind of thing's happening. It might be people who don't know stuff as much. Doesn't mean that they're poorer in French. It just means that they've not done as many of the videos, and then they move on. Great, I've got Gabe. Gabby, you've just sent me a message saying I'm using 078. Yeah, Gabby, I haven't had a message from you individually. It hasn't come through. I just got one in the interactive. Is that clear? I got one in the interactive group. So could you send it me? Have you sent me a response in the? I haven't got one individually from you. I assure you. No. So, Gabe. Good. So je pourrais. Don't hate me, Gabe. Don't hate me, Gabe. Please get in touch when you get back so we can solve this. Je pourrais. Yeah, je pourrais. Je pourrais. Great. Okay. Lovely. Luke knows that I am sick of hearing the same thing, but I am grateful. It's fantastic that he to talk to me about it. That's for Gabe. There's a little sneak in the middle of that, Gabriel. I hope you had a good time in the Philippines, by the way. One second, I'm just forwarding something. Somebody bought the podcast. Guys, to remind you that there are grammar podcasts which cover most of what this class is involved. Go on, send. Sorry if it's a bit boring, but I'm just waiting for a message to send. Shemai, I'm not sure how you're saying it. Can you explain examples using a versus en for translating positions? I don't quite see what you're referring to. Give me an example where you'd be confused between the two. I don't quite see what you mean where a and en. Give me an example. Give me the kind of thing that you'd be confused about. So, for example, problems with a and en that happen individually. So people make a mistake with en. I don't quite see where you'd be confused between those two, unless I'm being. Oh, in a prepositional way. So that's not really a known problem. That's just some of them are and some of them aren't. So, for example, figuratively, I think what this sort of links to is that figuratively in French, so most first language English speakers, I'm just cleaning my camera, it looks a bit mucky. So most first language English speakers always want to say dans or en for in instead of à. So for example, if you said I'm at the restaurant, je suis au resto, je suis au resto. And people are going to say dans there. And it's not that that's inherently wrong, but it's just more French to use at there. So where are you? At the cinema. Je suis au cinéma. Je suis à la boulangerie rather than dans la boulangerie. So that's one area that I think. The other area is that if you are a Spanish speaker, you have N for everything, EN. And a lot of people that have studied both will try and use all over the place. With countries, if you are using a feminine country to either go to or be in already, Shamai, I hope I'm pronouncing your name properly, then you will use en. So for example, I'm going to France, je vais en France. I live in France, j'habite en France. If you are going to a masculine country, or there's a few exceptions, but so je vais au Brésil, je vais au Japon. For example, a with the city will always be a, and people always get that wrong. If you are in a county or a certain states, so there's some states where you say dans le and other states where you say en, like California, because it's well known. But generally, cities will be a, feminine countries will be en, masculine countries will be au, plural countries will be au, like aux États-Unis. Anything else where you'd sort of use in a figurative way. So, for example, in person, that's more likely to be en personne. If you're using in a figurative way in English, that means non-literal. Then, so for example, in my bag, dans mon sac, as opposed to in French, en français kind of thing, because you're not physically inside French. So I don't quite know which one of these you're referring to, other than the geographical ones, à Paris. It's a very common problem with Brits and Americans to, oh great, I wasn't quite sure what you're wanting. J'étais pas bien sûr ce que tu voulais. So it's a mistake that I hear a lot. C'est une erreur que j'entends beaucoup, tout le temps. So for example, cities will always be à. Les villes, c'est toujours à. À Paris, à Londres. Tell me where you're from. Write the name of the town or the city where you live and let me hear. You know, so for example, I live in France, j'habite en France, je vais habiter en France. You know, that is possibly, I see what you mean with at and de there. Because also, en and o are not opposites, are they? So it's kind of curious that with countries, you say en for a feminine and o for a masculine. En isn't the opposite of o. En is genderless. So you in a way, it should sort of be à la and oh, but it's because they're the opposites, but it's just what we do. All right, good. Thank you for that interesting question. I like questions. You can ask as many as you want. I have a 32-inch waist. I'm blood group B. I have a light but interesting criminal record. No, I don't have nothing. So Luke knows that I'm sick of hearing the same thing, but I'm grateful. It's fantastic that he wants to talk to me about it. So that was from my friend Gabriel. Lovely. Luke say que je m'en ai assez d'écouter les mêmes choses, is what you said. Luke say que j'en ai assez de, or j'en ai marre de. I like j'en ai marre de. Jean, this can be sick of a verb, or this can be sick of a person. I'm sick of you. J'en ai marre de toi. I'm sick of your shit. J'en ai marre de ta merde. Okay? Lovely. Perfect. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But so, for example, if you said in New England, Or, you know, if you refer to the state. So in French territories, there are territories in France where we use en, or there are territories where we use dans, like dans les Landes, in the, you know, just the Pyrenees. So Bruno, it's just getting to where I'm about to come to. Good question. It's exactly where we're headed. It's exactement là où on va. As Bruno's pointed out, we've got an en and a de. Now, normally, those of you who are interested in this, email me. I will send you the free video called Trident Verbs. And trident verbs are verbs where you can use an en and a dans and a de. So it's normally one or the other. For example, j'ai besoin d'un café. I need a coffee. Le café dont j'ai besoin, or j'en ai besoin. So yes, it is a known thing that in that expression, because it's kind of slang meets whatever. It's just it's a method of parlance. It's an idiom, and we are using on and then another noun. Absolutely, j'en ai marre de plus thing. Completely. You are correct to be mindful. Yeah, but that is in that single example correct, Bruno. But a lovely question. Well done. All right. So, for example, if you said I'm sick of doing it, putain, mais j'en ai marre de le faire. J'en ai marre de le faire. I'm sick of doing it for him, Troy. J'en ai marre de le lui faire. Yeah. Or j'en ai marre de le faire pour lui. Great. Troy and I had a lovely little meander around an art gallery the other day. We had a very nice time. I thoroughly recommend it. I shall be doing a video on it. But we had a very nice time. So it's sort of like saying j'ai hâte de, but never j'en ai hâte. Well, the difference with j'ai hâte de is it's followed by a verb rather than a noun. Yeah. So, so for example, if you had j'ai envie, you could use that with a verb and a noun. J'ai envie de le faire, or j'ai envie. So j'en ai envie, like, you know, I want some. So, but with the j'en ai hâte, no, j'ai hâte de le faire, because it's a verbal expression. Yeah, but for my mind, j'ai assez. Oh, you're very welcome. Shemai, just message me, WhatsApp me normally, just ask me questions and I'll do a video on it, or I'll forward you to the video. Pose-moi ta question, normalement. À condition que tu me contactes avec WhatsApp, ça le rend beaucoup plus facile. If you contact me with WhatsApp, it makes it a lot easier. Okay? Lovely. So Luke knows that I'm sick of hearing the same thing, but I'm grateful. It's fantastic that he wants to talk to me about it. We're getting there, Gabriel, but I can tell we've been on holiday. So Luke knows that I'm sick of hearing. Luc sait que j'en ai marre d'entendre la même chose. Guys, chose is feminine. It doesn't matter how freaking ugly and masculine a person or a thing is, they are une chose and une personne. Big 6 foot rugby, 6'4" rugby guy, shaved head, not at all unappealing. Would be une personne. Okay, as opposed to personne. I gave somebody the word no, but in a translation earlier, and I don't think I got it back yet. So that would be feminine. So c'est une personne, he's a person, it would be une personne. But something, une chose is a thing, but quelque chose is masculine. So une chose is feminine, quelque chose is masculine. So the correct translation is, Luc knows that I'm sick of hearing the same thing, but I'm grateful. Luc sait que j'en ai marre d'entendre la même chose, mais je suis reconnaissant. J'en suis reconnaissant. I am grateful, recognizing, reconnaissant. The noun is gratitude, yeah, but it's reconnaissant, recognizing. It's fantastic that he wants to talk to me about it. C'est fantastique que... C'est fantastique. What is say fantastic? It is a neutral expression. If you don't understand why, email me, say, please, Uncle Lukey, can I have the videos on the subjunctive, or can you please send me the podcast in the subjunctive and I will send you an invoice? Basically, it's fantastic will generate the subjunctive. So the subjunctive of want, anybody here, don't just use Google. Anybody here know the subjunctive of want? Anybody here know the subjunctive of want? Begins with a V. Don't just Google it. In fact, I won't trust you anyway, because if you tell me, I'll just assume you've Googled it. Veuille, veuille. All right. Now, voi is a rare subjunctive to here because normally it's the wanting that's going to make something else subjunctive. So I want Gabe to do this class with me so I can sort out his u and his oo. Veuille, not veuille, yeah? So spelled differently, Bruno. So yeah, so I want Gabe to thank you. So je veux que Gabe fasse. So the verb will often create the subjunctive. So whereas, for example, it's weird that Luke wants to do it. C'est bizarre que Luc veuille le faire, all right? Right, so that's the issue. It's fantastic that he wants to talk to me about it. C'est fantastique qu'il veuille m'en parler, Troy. To me, of it speak. Yeah, the double pronouns. So well done, Gabriel. Okay. Tess. Oh, Tess is back. That was it. I wondered. I thought we'd done a person. I thought we'd done a person. I'm sure we'd done a person. It was Tess. So I agree with what Wendy said. She loves to steal things in supermarkets when nobody's looking at her or for her. I can't remember what I gave. Good, Tess. I'm waiting for the. I haven't had the second one. J'attends le deuxième. For the moment, I haven't had your French. I've just had your English. Pour l'instant, j'ai juste reçu ton anglais. J'ai pas reçu la version en français. Okay. Troy? I know, Troy, but you're worthy. Where is it? So Luke's just shown me. Luke's just shown it me. So stick to what you were given, Troy. With some people, I don't mind going around, but at your level, at your level, can you literally do? Luke's just showed it me. It's a good little tip. I'm going to make use of it more often. All right? Can you literally do what I've given you? If you say, no, Luke, I don't know, tell me. So what's Luke's just shown? What's Luke's just shown it? What's Luke's just shown it me? Think of that. Sentence 2. It's a good little tip. Word for tip is a word beginning with an A. Yeah, I'll give you that one. Bonne petite astuce. Astuce, okay? But how would you have said tip if you didn't know? A useful way of doing things. Yeah? Une manière très pratique de faire les choses. Something useful, quelque chose d'utile, like you've done yourself. So you went round already. But I wanted the word astuce, okay? I am going to make use of it more often. The verb to make use of begins with a verb. It involves the verb to serve. There's your second clue, right? So I'm still waiting for that from Troyan. Lovely. Good. I'm going to have a drink of water. Je vais boire un verre d'eau. Je vais boire de l'eau. Because I'm thirsty, parce que j'ai soif. Right. So just while I'm waiting for people to send, en attendant que les gens m'envoient leur travail, je vais juste regarder mon email. I'm just going to see my email. 1 second, un instant. Wrong email. Oh, bless Troy. She sent me more naked pics. That's wonderful. Great. So while we're waiting, I'm just going to go over a couple of the points that we previously made today. So, point number 1, difference between direct and indirect. Yeah, la différence entre le direct et l'indirect. So, for example, I give him a hug. What is being given? The hug. So even though you hear him, I give him, I see him, it's not the same him. Je le vois. I see him because he's the thing being seen. I give him a hug. Je lui donne un câlin. I give her a rose. Or gender neutral, I give him a rose. Yeah, I give her a punch in the chest. Maybe not. But you see my point. So I show him the photographs. Je lui montre des photos. I show him, as in I've had a new baby boy. I show him to somebody else. Je le montre à quelqu'un d'autre. Yeah, because I'm showing him. I'm showing off the baby boy. All right. Troy showed me her baby boy the other day. He just happened to be a teenager. But she was still just as proud. What else did we talk about? We talked about the notion of using the indirect one with the direct one. So, for example, he showed me a photograph. Il m'a montré une photo. He showed it. Il l'a montré. Il me l'a montré. And the coding there is, if you've got two together, direct and indirect, some people go, the indirect will precede the direct apart from in the example of the third person. No one's got that kind of time to think. So what we say is, if there's if there's one L word, the L word comes second. So il me le donne, il te l'ait donne, il vous l'ait, whatever, done. If there's two L words, the longer L word will come second. Je le lui donne. Je l'ai le renvoie. That's the trick that we use. Or well, the trick that I created is to sort of say that. Because to think about which one's the direct, which one's the indirect, boring, and slow. All right. So if you'd like the podcasts which contain these methods, then do please email me on logicallanguagelearning@gmail.com. Okay. So for example, in the examples Troy was given, she sent it to me. She sent, elle a envoyé. She sent it, elle l'a envoyé. She sent me, elle m'a envoyé. She sent it to me, elle me l'a envoyé. Yeah? You put the two together like that. That's not crazy English, is it? That's quite common. Oh yeah, she sent it to me. That's quite a normal expression. We're just using pronouns. So we're making a pronoun of both the person and the object that was sent. Also, can you bear in mind that if you're using these indirect verbs, to remember that if you don't use the pronoun, you will need to use a. So for example, I showed him the photograph. I showed Luke it. I showed it Luke. Je l'ai montré à Luke. I'd still need the a back in there. The other thing we talked about was if we had indirect and we were using it to mean for somebody. So for example, I do my work. Shemai, send me a Shemai in Welsh is hi, like Shemai. Ti'n siarad Cymraeg? Do you speak Welsh? I very much doubt it. So can you, if you email me on that email, I'll send you the information. All right? To explain very quickly, pour vous expliquer, enfin, bref, très rapide. Très vite. Quick, rapid is quick, as in it's going to be quick, and vite is quickly. All right. So when you start watching my videos, there are lots of different levels. Quand tu commences à regarder mes vidéos, il y a tous les niveaux, and this is because I have clients. C'est parce que j'ai des clients, and I used to make the videos based on the needs, according to the needs of my clients. Et je produisais les vidéos selon les besoins de mes clients. So they're all different levels. Ils sont tous les niveaux. So the podcasts that are available go from total beginner, commence au niveau débutant, to the advanced in all of the podcasts. That's the point. And they are 4 minutes of explanation and 4 minutes of example for every point. Okay? At the end of which, à la fin desquels, you will be in a position, vous allez pouvoir listen to the conversation translation style classes and know what the grammar is. Okay, categorically. So I did them to have a solution for people that wanted to start at the beginning and get to the end. If I were working with somebody one-on-one, I would do the same thing. I would just try and craft a memory system that works for them individually a little bit more. So this works, but it's the generic way that I've come up with these systems, the little snazzy little poems and the little trendy words, all right? Anybody here that ever bought those and wants to give a recommendation, you're very welcome to in the group, or if you go to the video about them, Shemai, I'll put the video down now. You'll see that there's lots of comments about them there. So just 1 second. Oh, I can't get on it. This happened last week because if you're doing the live class, I can't. If you go to my channel normally, when I'm not doing the live class, it's the video that's on there is the video of the grammar. But if you just email me, I'll send it to you. All right? Good. Any other questions, or has anybody sent me their work back? Nobody sent me their work back yet. So I'm going to give you 2 more minutes, and then I'm just going to give you the translations of what I asked for from people. So I'm going to give you, je vais vous donner. I'm going to give you them, je vais vous les donner, for example. No. So let me do Troy's. She still sends it in time, no problem. Tess is recording, so Troy. Where's Troy's was about making the most of it, wasn't it? I think it was that. I can't find it. Making use of. That's it. Luke's just shown me it. It's a good little tip. I'm going to make use of it more often. So Luke's just shown. Luc vient de montrer. Luke's just shown me. Luc vient de me montrer. Luke's just shown me it. Luc vient de me le montrer. Okay? We could have also had in your mouth, Luke's just shown me some, but that's different. Or Luc vient de m'en montrer. M''en, right? It's a good little tip. C'est une bonne petite astuce. I'm going to make use of it more often. Now, obviously, the beginners here can say, I'm going to use it. Je vais l'utiliser. Je vais le utiliser. But je vais, what do I want? So I'm going to make use of it. Je vais m'en servir. Yeah, je vais m'en servir. In theory, if you're using astuce, it would be feminine. So je vais la utiliser in theory because it's feminine. So je vais m'en servir. So this is a verb. This is an ABC verb. That means a reflexive verb that uses pronouns. And to use Bruno's example, and in this case, we're using de, aren't we? We're using de with it. So you could use, but in a different way. So for example, je vais me servir de ta vidéo. I'm going to make use of your video. Your video I made use of. Ta vidéo dont je me suis servi. Or I made use of it, je m'en suis servi. So basically, Bruno, like you correctly pointed out, try and use reflexive verbs with en in all the different places. So Bruno, we could have I'm dealing with it, je m'en occupe. I deal with the situation, je m'occupe de la situation. The situation I deal with, la situation dont je m'occupe. That is in the podcasts. I thoroughly recommend it, all right? Lovely. I think we've just had tests, and then I'll leave you guys be. That is the best voice I've ever heard from you, Troy. Tess. I said Troy because Troy's got such a gorgeous voice, but that was gorgeous, Tess. Loving this voice. So I agree with what Wendy said. Je suis d'accord avec ce que Wendy a dit. Notice we don't quite need a liaison and je suis d'accord d'avec. That's a bit too much liaison. Je suis d'accord avec is fine. So, elle adore voler. You don't need elle adore à voler. So to steal is voler or piquer. Notice it's the same word as to fly. Yeah? But elle adore, if you said I love to speak, j'adore parler. You don't say j'adore à parler. So elle adore voler. Strictly speaking, shoplifting, faire du vol à l'étalage. Du vol à l'étalage. So theft from the shelves, the shelving. But what did I give you? What did I give you? A supermarket. What did I give you? I think I gave you an at the supermarkets, which was for Shemai. So I agree with what Wendy said. Je suis d'accord avec ce que Wendy a dit. Elle adore. So she loves to steal things, Tess. Elle adore voler les choses. Sorry, elle adore piquer, elle adore voler des choses. Au supermarché. AU, supermarché, or AUX if it's plural, when no one is looking at her. Quand personne ne la regarde. The trick for using the word nobody is to say personne and treat it like a name. Because when you use nobody, you can either have I like nobody, meaning I don't like anybody, or nobody likes me. So when you use nobody, it's either going to be doing the verb or it's going to be at the end of the verb. So for example, I know nobody. And unless you're Ygritte on Game of Thrones, you know nothing, Jon Snow. Like most of the time in English, we say, I don't know anybody. But in French, no, we use the double negative. You don't know nothing, which is how people who speak poorly speak in the UK. Or even in, people in the States that speak really badly. You don't know nothing. Yeah, you know, it's the generic shit way of making someone sound stupid, isn't it? To do a double negative. Okay. So for example, I know somebody, je connais quelqu'un. I don't know anybody, I know nobody, je ne connais personne. So nobody knows me, personne me connaît, or strictly speaking, there should always be a ne with personne. Ne and personne or personne and ne. So nobody is so somebody's looking at her, quelqu'un la regarde, nobody's looking at her, personne la regarde, strictly speaking, personne ne la regarde. Okay, you put a ne after personne. It's like its little purse. Wherever it goes, it's got its little accessory with it. So I hate everybody, je déteste tout le monde. I don't hate anybody, je déteste personne. That doesn't mean I hate a person, that would be je déteste une personne. Strictly speaking, je ne déteste personne, with the ne and the personne. But like other uses of ne, that one's fine to drop it. Not all uses of ne, but that one. Already, that would be okay. Nobody hates me, which is not the case. Personne ne me déteste. Personne ne me déteste. Good. All of this is available in the WhatsApps, in the podcasts. Let's just finish. Oh, Troy, last one from Troy. Oh, that's a private message from Troy. Troy, I gave you something really tough to do. No need to say apologize. You got the hardest thing I've given someone in a while. Relax, relax, relax. You'd be bored if we did the same shit. Great, guys. I will see you next week. I may well be here. I may well be Shay, the lovely Wendy, nursing the blooded scars on my back from her whipping me to do her drive. But there you go. I will speak to you soon. So finally, before I go, if anybody wants any of the podcasts, can you please email me? If you've enjoyed the class and you, Shemai, I've just noticed your email. I will deal with it in a second. If you have enjoyed the class and you would like to contribute, then I can categorically say it would be very much appreciated. It does allow me to devote more time to doing this kind of thing. There is a coffee link there for anybody that would like to purchase me a coffee. Nobody is under any obligation to do so. Nobody is under any obligation to do so. But given that it's an hour of my time and it's for free, an hour and 15, it would be appreciated. All right. I'll speak to you soon. I need to go and call somebody back called Isaac because I'm running late. Okay. Because he's interested in classes. All right. Any other questions? Please, please, please. Hi, Priyanka. I've just noticed that you're here. I'll speak to you soon. All right. So lovely. So je vais, très bien fait, monsieur. Je vais m'en servir. That was a lovely use of the verb, Troy. I'm going to make use of it. Je vais m'en servir. Great. Bye-bye, guys. Loads of love. Take care.